You guys, you are like pedaling. You are nearing your next exhaustion as you guys are like trying to swim this boat over.
Did you sleep long enough, Leonard?
Leonard kind of stares away. I'll help a little bit more. I'm sorry. I was. I get tired. You know, it happens.
It's okay, Leonard. I'm gonna write about this in the Gazette.
And you notice now that actually roll luck. I want one of you to roll luck. Either one. Only one though.
I can do it. Did it. I got a 6, 7, 8, 9.
A 9? Okay. Do you want to help Jack, or are you going to leave the 9 as a mixed?
Jack.
Jack's yours.
Well, that's a mix, so we'll
okay.
leave it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty,
Jack.
pretty exhausted as it is.
Yeah. What happens is you guys are like slowly swimming towards, and you see that Sid has taken notice of you, and you see a knife fly into part of the Lucky Luke bookstore, and like then pulls back, and part of the door is just ripped off. And then the knife comes back again, does manage to lodge itself in your raft, and you see Sid like trying to pull.
Woo!
But what and then looks to you and like mimics trying to like telling you all to pull too.
What? Can I just? Ooh.
Oh!
They're so strong. They're so strong. Post out with us.
I'll start pulling.
Yeah, roll might.
Nope.
Yeah, what happens is it's tug of war for a little while. You pull, and then it just doesn't feel like you're pulling against each other. No one's really doesn't feel like anything's happening. You just don't have neither of you get a grip at the right times. For a while, you get some pretty bad like rope burn on your human hands, and it cuts to human hands just getting rope burn. But eventually you manage to get a little bit closer. What you do see is, in the consequence of this, is as you see you guys getting closer, the Blade's breeze is now cut around, but there are several woodland ships now, bearing down on this scene as well.
Oh no, we gotta get on there and help the captain, the good captain.
And you also see that Aja on one of the woodland ships fighting people off, like punching some Woodland Alliance members into the ocean.
That's my best friend. I know that guy. I know him.
So what do you all do as you see this happen? What do you want to do?
How far are we from Lumpy?
I would say about a good 20 feet. You can give it one strong pull if you want.
Or is it
pull it together?
Yeah, help. Let's
okay.
pull.
Yeah, both roll for one might.
Nope.
I got an 8.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I'll say this was like a lead thing. So, Orson, you managed to... Jack, you try to pull, but you are just exhausted. You were just so tired. Mark your last exhaustion.
Who?
You are...
Which one?
Jack is marking exhaustion for the mess.
Yeah, the second to last. I still had one more.
Okay, so yeah, you mark one more exhaustion. You are feeling very, very tired. Orson, you managed to pull one last heft, pull the two boats together, and there's like a small collision. There is some splintering as the wood hits, but you're now like flush against the ship with Lumpy and Sid on there.
Maybe we made boat fall.
Okay, great, you made it. We got to get back. We got to get back to the Blade's Breeze. That's a lot. This is a lot of people.
We're not all gonna make it.
Well, some of them agreed to take some of these supplies and go their own way.
The barista steps forward. Yeah, I'll take. I didn't say our own way, but you know what? I like that. I'll take the ingots, and I'll go off. I'll spend, and he kind of like talks to the other remaining members on the ship and says they all kind of agree, except for Leonard. You see like Leonard kind of agree and then tries to pocket one, but hops onto the small boat.
Do I slap his hand away?
You can try.
Yeah. As he tries to pocket the one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Finesse or cunning?
Let's do cunning. It is... Oh, that's actually pretty good. 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. You saw him trying to go for it, and you just slapped out of the way.
Leonard! Unprofessional.
I just wanted one, I know.
You want it in the Gazette? You're the biggest fan.
All right, let's.
All right. As we hand the ingots over to the barista, I also hand a stack of the Gazettes over with.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Do what's right. Do what's right.
Yeah. He latches the two ships together, and the rest of his the other 15 people in the ship kind of spread out, and they begin taking these big ships just in a completely different direction than anyone else, as they kind of send you, Lumpy, and the food and supplies off on the small boat.
It was good sailing with you, barista.
Yep, I hope your stuff sells well.
You're gonna sell it, right? You're gonna sell my Gazette?
I can't hear you.
Oh no! No!
Like his ship is not like barely moving, but he just makes his voice do that.
You're gonna sell.
He's only like 5 feet away.
This is awkward. No,
we can still reach him.
I'm going through a tunnel.
So Jack, Orson, Sid, Leonard, and Lumpy, and the food supplies are all on the small boat now. What you all do?
I hunker in the front and I make Jack and Leonard paddle or row.
Yeah.
I lay down.
We're not getting anywhere. Leonard, it's all you.
Sid looks to Leonard and then looks to you.
You got a good nap in.
Captain Chomps knows this boat. As long as he can get here, we'll be okay. We can.
Leonard, start rowing. Stop it.
we can try to. If you trust this guy, we can try to row, around the woodland lines and try to get to Captain Chomps. Otherwise, we could try to just play fish in the water and hope he finds us.
I just look at Jack. Start rowing.
All right. Okay, you're leaving us in Leonard's hand. Leonard has stats and is going to roll. That's 3. That's a 3. Leonard is by himself trying to row. You're going in circles and it's uneven.
Both throws.
You see some of the supplies get into the water as this happens.
Oh no, Leonard. Fine, I pick up the other one. I'm like, do it myself. I take the one from out of Leonard's hands and I just start.
Yeah, roll might.
Whoa, full hit.
Full hit, fantastic. A full hit is great. You with this last bit of strength you had, the expressor really kicks in and you power towards the blade's breeze, avoiding the Woodland Alliance on the way. And it's holy shit, that's great. And you see, as you are paddling in, weaving in and out of the ships in the battle that's ensuing, you see Aja fighting. They're fighting off a Woodland Alliance member. Looks at you, sees you rowing, just gives you a slight nod.
It's my best friend. I know that.
And you make it.
No one's even around.
No. And you make it to the right alongside. You begin rowing alongside the blade's breeze as it's moving. And then we come back to Poe.
How's it looking? How's the boat battle been?
It's chaotic. You see the area is very organized. They are still, some of them are still trying to fight the boats on the other side because they are still being attacked. But there is a large portion that is devoted to fighting the Woodland Alliance now. But the Woodland Alliance is holding their own. They're not winning by any means. They're holding their own.
That guerrilla warfare, that they get a bonus to their rolls whenever they go into combat.
So what do you do?
It's a lot like Saving Private Ryan, where all the sound is gone for some reason because there's no concussion grenades or anything. But it's just you hear heartbeats and just. It's you see a rat hold up his arm and his hand's gone. He's drops dead at my feet, and Poe's just and I guess the first thing I want to do is read a tense situation.
Yeah, roll it.
Okay, that is what's that with? Cunning. Okay, so that's a +1. So it's 7 + 1 is 8.
Nice. Okay, ask me one question.
Okay. I want to say, okay, these are all very good. Because I teeter between who or what is the biggest threat and who or what is the most vulnerable to me. Let's go with who's the biggest threat.
Yeah. What you see on like right by the steering wheel, you see a very finely dressed soldier. It is a bluebird wearing a very long white coat with gold buttons. She has a, like aforementioned, quiver of like very sleek metal javelins. And she's holding one in her hands, and you see her like throw it, and it pierces a mouse through like the collarbone.
Oh.
Pinned to the ship.
Ah! No! When he dies, his eyes are looking directly at me. Haunting. Poe, being the biggest dumbass in the universe, is going to immediately go for that because he has a hero complex. So I want to just run towards that with my dinky little knife.
Yeah.
What am I rolling with?
This is to attack, so I think it's finesse. Or I think it's might. Actually, no, because this is battle, so we haven't actually done a flat out battle yet.
Yeah.
You are rolling. This is either engage in melee or grapple an enemy. The other option would be to target someone. So yeah, I'm sorry. These are your weapon move basics that you can choose.
Okay. Engage in melee is basically like the sprawl thing where it's like
you're fighting them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna engage in melee. Let's find out. I'm gonna use different dice. These ones have been the most good to me. This is the Woodland Alliance dice. They'd never let me down. Okay, that's a 4 + 1 is 5.
That's pretty bad, my dude.
Yeah, that's about how I expected it to go.
Yeah, you try to come at her with a dagger. She like uses her javelin, like quickly knocks it away and stabs it through your shoulder. And you take a harm.
That makes sense. I like grip onto it. It's like, why are you doing this? Why are you fighting us?
Roll a charm check.
I just want to know. I want to know who the real bad guy is here. That's a 5 and a 5, which is a 10.
Oh,
if it's plus charm, it's 12 technically.
That's very good. Yeah. She kind of
It's the look in my bucket eyes that does it.
Yeah. She pulls out the javelin like. Oh no, actually no. Yeah, she does. That would do more damage. She pulls the javelin out of you and begin to bleed, and kind of like wipes off the blood and like readies herself to attack you again. And says, it's simple. These were my orders. A blockade was formed with people we trade with, and time for you to stop the blockade.
You didn't even try negotiating?
Fine.
And I think I want to try engaging in melee again.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 5 and a 4, so that is 9
really
plus
like
nothing.
That,
Okay.
I really, really like that.
Yeah, that was pretty
Why?
intense. Why? Ooh. You
So
didn't
on
ask. You just went for it.
On a 7 to 9, you pick one, and you can choose whatever. You can do more harm to her. You can suffer less harm. You can shift your range a step. You're in like that. Don't do that one. That's a bad idea.
Impress, dismay, or frighten your foe. I think I want to inflict serious harm, which it sounds like it hurts me in the process. Is what I'm gathering?
Yes, correct.
Ooh, I'm getting almost dead.
So what does it look like? How does Poe attack?
I just after the why like the music cuts for a moment, but just to be dramatic and just like you see like the empathy on Poe's I guess bucket face. His hood fell off a little bit, so like it's just his bucket head, and he's just kind of staring. And there's like silence as like the boat is like there's a war happening in the background on the boat. It's all in slow motion. There's a fire going and stuff, and then Poe just kind of goes. I just like stab her right in the chest. Maybe not in the heart.
Not in the heart.
But like it's serious damage. So like in a way that's like actually pretty serious. And then I would assume that is it she or he? I forgot.
It's she.
She like stabs me back in the process, like in the hip a little bit, but is caught off guard by how quickly I did that. So it doesn't kill me, obviously, but like that's so we like trade a stabbing and back off.
So you take another. Yeah, you take one harm. She takes two, and like you see, like the coat is now like being soaked with blood as you spill out the wound. And you have a small another cut on your torso now as well. You have the impalement on your shoulder and a small cut on your torso.
There's like a little bit of blood on the bucket hole.
Yeah. She pulls out another spear and begins to aim, ready when to throw at you.
Oh jeez, I might die here. Okay. Well, if you're gonna, okay. So I want to obviously dodge that.
It's kind of like Sprawl. Once again, the enemies won't make attacks. Just that's kind of
okay. So basically, I'd have to engage in melee again.
Or you could, if you have another way to escape it, like a roguish feat. Like I don't think you sneak would work, but like if you want to run, that is an option as well.
Yeah, I think I'd like to attack one more time. That
Sure.
would put me at full injury, but if I get hit one more time, I guess I'm either dead or incapacitated. I don't know how you're rolling this.
When you are all the way full, it means you're fine. I mean, you're not fine. You're actually dying. But it's when you get one box over fully filled is when you're dead.
I'd be dead.
Dead.
This isn't how Poe's gonna go.
I mean, theoretically, unless you you should be fine. Unless you were like a miss, and then.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do because Poe doesn't think they stand a chance, but they did something. It can bleed. I want to use pocket sand, which is something I've had. It's one of my moves since the beginning of the game, and this is probably the perfect time to use it.
It is.
Take the weapon skill Confuse Senses. It does not count against your limit. When you throw something to confuse an opponent's senses at close or intimate range, which I would assume we are.
You're close, right? Yeah, you're intimate.
Roll with Cunning instead of Finesse, which is perfect. Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Oh my god.
What'd you get?
That's a 6 and a 6.
Nice.
You can kind of see the acorn symbols, like they're both acorn symbols. So that's a 12, but with cunning, it's a cunning, right?
Yeah.
Is a 13.
Yeah. So on that, they have enough time to take. They have to take some time to get their bearings and restore their senses before they can act clearly again. So you throw this right in her eyes, and you hear her kind of she doesn't scream, but she kind of grunts. And she drops one of her spears and kind of goes to a knee trying to clear her eyes.
And I want to say Poe's bleeding a lot, and he's backing off. His hand is shaking with the dagger, and it's like an indie movie, like an indie art house movie where it's playing some sort of folksy, almost too cheery for the moment song, because it's the only serious moment Poe has had this entire time. And he backs off so much that he actually trips and falls backwards off of the boat into the water.
Steal My Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I fall off of the boat into the water, and I'm floating down river as I see the eerie boat on fire in the distance.
Yeah. And we as you hit the water and fall back, we switch to Orson and Jack and Sid and Leonard as you are all pulled up. Well, actually, no. Sid pulls you up, kind of attaches something and pulls up the rowboat to get you guys back on the Blades Breeze.
There you go.
And then that's where you all are.
We gotta talk to the captain right away.
You see Cap jumps behind the wheel, his sweating, as he's trying to make these invasive maneuvers. Glad to have you back, mate. Where's the other one? Wasn't there 3 of you?
We brought. Oh wait, no, that's a platypus.
I don't think that one was a platypus.
A common mistake.
Lumpy's right here.
Yeah, Lumpy's here. Jack's here. Orson's here. I'm trying to think. Give me a minute.
Yeah, Sid says.
Yeah, Aja. All right,
Sid
Aja.
says, Poe.
Who? Oh.
Sid Poe. Sid says, "Do you know where he is?"
No, he jumped off somewhere and shouted some weird phrase. I don't know. I think the drugs he took got to him.
He's lost to the drug.
She kind of looked over the bow of the ship. Okay, I didn't get a visual on him.
For what it's worth, I want to say the bucket fell off of my head as I fell down. Otherwise, it would just fill with water and I'd drown.
I know you went about that a ways. I can point towards the boat you went to. Let's fire on that boat.
Captain Chomps grits his teeth. That's a mighty big vessel. I mean, that's eerie. That's a
Yeah, but you're Captain Chomps.
roll a charm. Roll a persuade NPC.
That's all I need to say. 5.
That's a miss. Captain
Let
Chomp
me
said.
elaborate.
Captain Chomp said.
I'm not Captain Chomp, but you are.
I don't want to fight the ship head on, and the Whittler are also coming for us. So here's the thing: I'll stay here. I'll make a quick pass to try to find him, but I can't guarantee much more than that. And he kind of and he's piloting while doing this, and like throws a telescope to Aja.
What can we do to help?
Well, if you want to take out the ships following us, I mean, there's cannons. There's this, and he points to the ballista.
How would that work in battle, Jack?
Well, you see, if it launches into something, it reels back. We can
Does it
hook into them.
saws at things?
You can just cut things off too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, could we cut the mast off of a ship?
Yeah. Yep, we can do that.
All right, I'll get on the cannons. You get on.
I think isn't it a 2-man? Isn't the buzzsaw have to be 2-man?
It is a 2-man.
Yeah, so you have to.
Should we both use it, or do you want to use it with Aja or Sid?
Aja's not back in the boat yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you said
Just Sid. Yeah, Sid, but Sid could do it. Actually, no. Sid is looking with the telescope pretty focused. You don't think that she's going to be moving this?
Could we do kind of both, where I'm on a cannon and then I can jump over to the ballista?
For rolling purposes, you'd have to do one or the other first. You can't do separate.
Okay. What do you think, Jack?
I think we should either
Cut
aim
the masts
to
off these
cut the
ships?
mast, or we can shoot right into the side and.
Well, if we cut the
Another
masts
tool.
off first, let's work on the masts first. How's that sound?
Oh, okay.
One
All
thing at, and then we'll both jump on cannons and we'll blow these eerie.
So
you can
Jack-
censor this next one. These eerie. But it could be anywhere.
These
Jack.
eerie fun. They barely stop eating my ass. We should just have a sound effect of the session.
Take what you just said that. Exactly, use that.
and then we should send
This
it
is the
to
later on,
Hanna-Barbera.
Use it earlier on.
Okay, so I think Jack it rolls with cunning the buzzsaw, doesn't it? The ballista.
I
Or
think
is it finesse? I don't know if we ever. Oh no, it's operate. There is a thing. It's a.
it might have been a finesse.
I actually. Hold on. I'll find the silver. I'll for now roll finesse, and then we'll fix it.
A 9.
You want to boost it, Orson? You good?
I think we're good, right? 9's pretty good.
Well, 9's
It's a
mixed,
mixed.
and then if you use an exhaustion, it's a.
I'm running out of exhaustion, so we'll put it that way. So I'll do this one, because this one
Okay.
seems kind of like a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one to do it for. So what happens is that turns into a full success as you kind of, Jack is definitely like manning the thing and you are kind of aiding.
Just doing whatever he tells me.
Yeah. The ballista, it goes entire, like Jack, you line it up like perfectly. Right as the two boats behind you like align, you shoot it through one and it goes clean through, and then it lodges in the second mast, like a good chunk of the way through. And then you
what
see,
hit him, Jack. We high
And then
five with our gross human hands.
and you see as like the ballista gets stuck in the mast, you see Aja, like their axe hits the masthead and is throw and like hops on top of the ballista and grabs onto the rope and begins chopping at the other masthead.
Oh, they're so cool. Don't hit them with the ballista. Let's avoid that area.
Well, yeah, they're currently on the ballista, so you just have to retract it.
Oh, okay. That's a good
Yeah.
thing. I misunderstood.
Yeah. Roll with cunning to retract.
That is a 7.
That's a mix. So what happens is you retract it really, really fast. This is your first time, like really, I guess second time, like field testing this thing. Aja is like thrown, does manage to like stop right before like the front of the ship. We're getting thrown off. But the buzzsaw does come like flying back. It cuts off like the back part of the ship and gets lodged in the deck next to you guys.
Oh, gotta be careful with this. Maybe we should shift over to cannons so we don't hurt ourselves.
This is the prototype. Just saying.
Yeah, it's got some bugs in it.
And you see the Captain Chomps is beginning to like kind of cheer. Yeah, fantastic, lads. And the ship begins to pull away from the Woodland Alliance ships as they no longer have sails. And you hear kind of their scream, their angry screams as Sid goes, "I think I see him. I think I see him over there," and kind of points to where Poe is north.
We could shoot this over there, and he could grab on.
Yeah, shoot the buzzsaw at it.
Yep.
If you think
dead body in the water.
Yeah, Sid isn't smart enough to know the difference. He would just say, "Yeah, if you think it's gonna work, yeah, absolutely." Because that's what worked for Dodger a second ago. So there's no reason to not believe that.
Yeah.
I think Dave's on the verge of dying too, which is even better. Obo just gets bisected.
Can we take the buzzsaw off of it and launch a person?
That's
with
a
a rope?
check.
Well, basing off physics, it would need something heavy on the front of it to get over there.
I'm pretty heavy.
So we could probably take it off,
Yeah.
but we would need something.
Person.
I'm pretty heavy.
I can't have Orson be the angel
Do it.
that saves me shot. The shot whenever somebody gets saved from a battlefield of like a dude with like the god rays behind their it can't be fucking Orson.
You'll see the wings spread in front of the moonlight.
No, tie me up. Do it, Jack. Get me on there.
Jack, real cunning for this as you try to like in process like reconfigure everything.
Nope. Well, nope, that's a 6.
You think it's gonna work great? It seems fantastic.
I can boost it. I feel like I should boost this
Yeah,
one.
you should. Yeah, you should boost it.
For your
All
own
right, I'm
sake.
now out of. I am fully depleted of exhaustion. So
Okay.
Okay, so it's a mixed.
Okay. So you do hang it up okay. You attach him. You remove the buzzsaw, and you think it looks okay. So Jack, you're gonna need to roll it after this thing.
It just rips Orson in half when it goes to shoot.
I hit the water so hard it knocks all the wind out of my lungs. and I
Just
almost
like the
drown.
second the mechanism goes off, Orson's just a bloody spray.
Feathers everywhere.
There's feathers and
Yeah,
blood.
just feathers. It's like in
and Gazette
Unreal when you
ripping
explode into
Gazettes.
meaty giblets.
Did you roll for the second time to operate it?
Was it cunning?
Cunning again, yeah.
Alright.
Or finesse, either way.
Oh, jeez.
That's a lot better.
That was 11.
Okay.
My clothes rip off.
Yeah. So you do. I mean, your design wasn't as good. Your shot is fantastic. Sid is kind of saying like, okay, a little left, a little farther back. I think okay, looks good, and then you line it up perfectly. But there is like whatever you did to try to readjust like how strong it has to go or whatever. And you're also operating it alone now. There's major kickback, and this thing like you shoot it, and it's not like locked in or anything. The ballista rockets backward and like cracks the mast of the blades breach.
Oh no.
It's not completely broken, but there is a large,
Damn.
sizable crack in there.
I can fix that.
You better, because that thing falls off. We're dead in the water here.
And I'm midway through there.
I want to have a moment with Poe drifting in the water. As the
Your
music's
wings
playing.
better fly outward as you're going through the air to glide to them.
She's like, why are they monsters? Is this all it is? In this woodland game of might and right? It's just nothing but endless combat? Who's right? How do we get past this?
I lose all consciousness.
Was that Orson?
Way more shot. Yeah, you see Orson. You're floating down. You see Poe. Just floating belly up.
I use him as a raft for a second. And At first, I consider for a second taking some of his things and being pulled back. It was just his thing. Like, you remember this, you stupid marsupial.
In my view, it's like all muted out because I'm in an internal dialogue, but I do see you just going like this right in my vision. There's a fire behind you in the distance. It's all
trying
blurred.
to fight me off because I'm another bird, so you think I'm another ear.
No.
And I grab him up tight, and I yank the cable, I guess.
All right, Jack, roll to retract.
Am I still doing cunning?
Yeah, cunning or finesse, either way.
10.
That's great. All right, you do it. Orson, you pull it twice, and you feel it immediately retract.
And as I'm sailing through the air, the internal dialogue continues. Who do you fight for when nobody fights for what you want and nobody fights for you?
As you guys are flying through the air, you see the scene below you. You see most of the Trader's Glen ships have scattered to the winds. You see the Erie ship is on fire, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a major thing as it begins to turn away as most of the woodland ships are destroyed or have left. You do see the ship. We see the ship that Oppo came in on is leaving with 2 people. We see another woodland ship heading off to the south. We see the 2 dead in the water that you guys stopped. And we see the barista heading off with his thing full of foxtail ingots.
He made out good. In gazettes, remember?
In gazettes. And you guys, with just the right amount of force, Poe and Orson, you land like right next to Jack.
I want to say Poe like ragdolls to the other end of the boat.
Yeah.
like he's very much on death's door, bleeding all over the place. Doesn't make any noises as he does that either.
Maybe that should be the primary, if I say on my back on the deck, that should probably be what the ballista is used for. You could probably sell more of these if you sell them as a rescue device. I was thinking about it all the way back here as this.
Jason in the chat said that it was like the Lord of the Rings eagle scene, and that's literally exactly
That's what I was thinking. But the eagles, just because they have freakish human hands, they can only glide a little bit.
Yeah, what do you guys do as the ship begins to Captain Chomps begin to pull away from this scene?
Well, I want to say Sid probably runs to me and
Sid does, yeah.
Yeah, brings me below deck and probably patches me up and everything, but I'm like comatose for almost all of it.
Yeah, Poe, you see, your last thoughts of like consciousness is this time you see a mask with 2 X'd out eyes, a sloppily drawn mouth, and a tongue hanging out like made of wood over you, and then it like begins to pull up and you black out. And you are taken down below deck and are treated a little bit. Jack and Orson, do you do anything before?
Maybe we should overlook. Well, you go ahead. You first.
I work on repairing the mast that I broke.
Yeah.
I go to the aft of the boat and I look at the Erie ship as it's like off in the distance.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and I just like recognize it and I just know what it all means and everything, and it just never wanted to run into them again.
Can I roll luck really quick to see if me injuring the leader that badly tipped the tide in the Woodland Alliance's favor?
Yeah.
I was about to say, you could say no, but it would be kind of neat if it Poe's sacrifice actually did something.
Oh, you learned a damn lesson.
Don't sacrifice your life.
I got a 6 and a 4, so that is...
Yeah, it's a 10. So what does happen like from that is that you didn't... It's not necessarily that the Woodland Alliance won, but a handful of them got to escape. You get the feeling, well, as an audience, you get the feeling that had Poe done nothing, there would not have been anyone that escaped that was on that ship you came in on.
Ah, okay. So I helped a little.
It did not turn out into a complete rout where all the Woodland Alliance died. Some made it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we stopped some of them from fighting.
And one of them has a really cool dagger.
Okay,
another one. We cut to like days later, and like a little tiny otter, like a little child otter, goes playing at the riverbank, and you see them like go, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And they like lean down and they pull up a bucket with 2 holes cut. Oh,
it's garbage!
It's garbage!
Throw
Okay, so Jack
Means
fixes
nothing.
and Orson looks off the side of the boat, and that's where we'll end tonight's session of Root. Before we do, we see a scene. We see the boat that the naked Mulwat was on is docked in a what looks like a fairly busy seaside town, and you see a crocodile handing over a small bag and says, "All right, just make sure to deliver it when we talked about and where we talked about," and then hands a small pouch of gold and says, "And the rest of this will be yours." Naked Mulrat does a little salute and a bow and walks towards the town.
I hope Chris never plays that. It's just too good to keep dragging it out.
I want to know where it's gonna go.
It goes nowhere. Naked Mulrat lives out its life and makes money and
Never interacts with any of you.
Like super rich and like well
Is that-
and everything.
And now, is that the end of chapter 2?
I'm gonna say, well, I mean, the next one will be like a wrap up. I would say no, because the next one's not the start of chapter 3, because the next one would be like the end of chapter 2, as you discuss with Lord Scowl and Recover.